everybody, welcome back to the channel. Hope you're doing alright. This is the last video of the day before the weekend break that I usually have until the live on Sunday. And I wanted to do another comment read through. Before I do, thank you very much for the support. We are going great guns. We've jumped up another load. It's going really well. As it says behind me, please make sure you subscribe if you haven't done so already. If you've been here for a while, make sure you still are. Hit the like button, leave comments. Thank you very much. Well, I did a video about, well, rubbish of all things, as in a load of old rubbish. It was an email from a subscriber who was complaining effectively that their council was going to be charging for a rubbish collection they'd never been charged for before, and he wanted to know, is this the same everywhere? Well, nearly 20,000 people watch that video, so a load of old rubbish seems to be a relevant subject, and I wanted to go through some of your comments on there and give a bit of a readout, so here goes. Right, Professor Fahrenheit, I think we should vote these councils out. There's a lot of stuff they want to charge us for, which we should be charged anyway by way of council tax. So I have to ask, what's council tax paid for? And yes, I know. Someone somewhere, and there was I thinking our council tax paid for refuse removal. It seems the services and facilities our council tax pays for are rapidly diminishing. In fact, the only thing that isn't in remission is the size of the bill. What was I saying? Marley, we've been paying this for about 10 years now. I won't pay for it. It's fucking disgraceful. I think it depends on the council, really, doesn't it? Some areas they're charging, some they're not. Frizzle Fry, imagine a world where everyone cancelled their direct debit to the authorities at the same time. They may pay attention to the fact that they are our servants. Yeah, they seem to screw us over, don't they? Daisy, I already pay for my refuse removal along with my rates payable. If we're expecting to pay a second time, the authorities better get ready for big time fly tipping. Yeah, I mean the person that sent me the email implied, you know, is this the way of it? Are they going to charge for everything? Well, they can't, because people will fly tip. Mind you, they could find people then, couldn't they? G4MI49. In the northeast, we were told 20 years ago that garden waste would be collected and composted, then sold to supplement the council's income and help down council tax bills. That was then. This is now. It costs around 40 quid a year to have the same garden waste collected. Typical politicians, isn't it? They make a promise and hope you forget about it. Carol Daniels, it happened across the country a few years ago for green bins. It was opposed in Sefton, Merseyside, because there are large council areas. A majority refused to accept the change. It does cause fly tipping, which already is quite bad, although the council next door, West Lancs, charge 30 quid a year. Most people just put cuttings in bin bags and then put it in the general refuse bin. Yeah, the old trick, hide it in the bottom. Recently, they miscollected my street's green bin and advised me when I made a complaint. It's a free service, although they did eventually come and collect them. Talk the prisoner. Okay, so council tax means diddly squat then. Regard TV and Demawi, something like that. Had this for years in Merton Council. Change bin collection to bi-weekly. The fun of having Labour Council. ULEZ is another great Labour initiative. Yes, I bought a video out about that earlier. Have a look. Susan, this has always been the case where I live. We compost everything. It's too valuable to let the council have it. I use my green bin for storage. Living Trash. Fitting name, isn't it? I live in Dundee. This has been happening with brown bins for about 5 years. It's now £42.50. I assume that's a year. Steadily increasing year on year. This was also previously included in our council tax, and it's just a hidden rise. P.S. I've got 5 different coloured wheelie bins. I've had reports of that come through. Nick Butler, garden waste still collected for free here in East Yorkshire. I thought it was covered by the council tax. I even gave a small box for kitchen waste to be kept indoors, then emptied to the main bin when full. It was a perfect size to be a cooler for the drinks on the beach. I think mine went the same way, actually. The Time Prophet, glad you finally covered up the Sainsbury's bag. People used to love the Sainsbury's bag, and then they started to hate it, so I thought I'd throw that over it. It might fall off one day. Andrew Thompson, this has happened near me some time ago. You can see all the green bins lined up on collection day with blue licence stickers on them. I think it may be the short end of the wedge. You could be right. CH, where I live, we've been paying for a fortnightly garden waste collection for years. My only complaint is I'm not exactly able-bodied, and so unsubscribed from the garden waste collection and have let my back garden go back to nature. The wild birds love it. I mean, that's the other thing, isn't it? If it's not at the front of the house or the flat or wherever you live, they don't bloody take it. They expect you to do... Don't get me started. Paul Bowley, this has been happening in the borough of Harrow, Greater London, for the last 2 years. They charge £76 a year to empty your garden waste. That's a joke, isn't it? Philip Prosco, this has been the case in Monmouthshire for a couple of years now. You have to book in advance to take your own lawn cuttings to the tip, not just pop in on your way past the tip and go into the supermarket 400 yards down the road. On complaining, I was told they'd done a survey. I never heard about it and found people prefer to book in advance and that recycling had increased since the booking was introduced. I was told if I didn't like it, I could arrange curbside collection for an extra £200 a year. Jesus Christ. All part of the programme to get us under their control, so we have to get their permission before we do things that were quite basic before. I mean, the whole booking for a tip run happened during lockdown, didn't it? I mean, it's still in place at our tip, and they're a bit lax on it. You can turn up half hour early and they still let you in, but some of these costings with refuse collection, particularly for green waste, as people say, don't we pay council tax? Where's it all going? Crazy, huh? But you've all got similar experiences there. That much is obvious. Anyway, there you go. Another comment read out for another video for another time. I hope you all have a good weekend. Thank you very much again for the support for the channel. Make sure you do everything you do and help us grow. Let's hit that 50,000. I can feel it coming very soon. Great weekend. See you in the live on Sunday. Toodaloo.